Hi everyone, welcome to the living room once again. And today we are going to take a special segment on entrepreneurship, where we are going to invite entrepreneurs to share their journey. But what's interesting about entrepreneurs like Angelique is they not only do it for purely for the motivation of money, they also do non-profit organizations that help to impact the communities around them, and also at the same time they motivate the young girls around their community to dream higher, to achieve their goals as well. So I'm very, very glad to have Angelique here with me. Hi Angelique, how is your day today?
I'm doing great, Siobhan. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share what's going on with my nonprofit and what we're doing with the charity aspect of community. Thank you so much for letting me be here.
I think it's amazing because being an entrepreneur is a full-time job already, and it will involve a lot of your time. But on top of that, to do something like a non-profit organization where it also takes up a lot more of your time, I think it's amazing that you are so dedicated to be doing this work and you're so passionate about it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've had a nonprofit or charity heart since I was 19. I joined the military and I immediately got into charity work, doing Alden Road, which is a school that teaches special needs children and teenagers. So I enjoyed giving back and doing things for people for a long time. But this time I decided to do it on a different level, on a level that's more global or nationwide so that I can reach more people.
That's good. And Angelica, because this is something you mentioned that is already in you and you've already enjoyed doing that, right? Do you want to share with the viewers a little background about yourself and what you do?
Yes, I'm from Marksville, Louisiana, and it's a small town in Avoyelles Parish, and I belong to a federally recognized tribe, the Tunica Biloxi tribe of Louisiana, and that's the town I'm from. And I've known for a very long time that I belong to the Tunica people. So that has made me driven and promote the ideas that my great grandmother instilled in me very young. She talked to me about recovery of our lands and treasures and to help the Tunica people be a unity. And that's been in my mind for a very long time, as well as entrepreneurship, because she was a landowner and a matriarch of my tribe. So I'm just trying to empower and eliminate what she's done in the past.
You mentioned Tunica people. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes, Tunica, correct.
I'm interested to know a little bit about the origins of your people. Can you share a little bit on that?
I can. What was first known about our people came about when Hernando de Soto, Europeans came into this country in about 1549, the Woodland period. And my people were living in what's modern day Cairo, Illinois, and on the Mississippi Valley, where the Ohio, Arizona, Arkansas, and Mississippi rivers flow. And we had what is called a Parker site, which is a highly developed civilization village called Quiz, where we did agriculture and salt mining. And DeSoto came into our community and started writing things about us and also causing issues with other tribes that was doing other businesses with us, and that caused us eventually to have social wars with other tribes, and we had to move down south, and we ended up in Marksville, Louisiana, the central part of Louisiana, and now we've been there about 300 years.
Wow.
And currently right now there's about, we intermarried into the Biloxi and Avoyelles tribes, and so in the 19th century more so. So now we're known as the Tunica Biloxi tribe of Louisiana, although I am particularly Tunica. My great grandmother, who my foundation was named after, was 100% Tunica. So that's what I identify as, Tunica.
Wow. And these tribes, they would come with a very, very rich heritage, I would say, rich values, rich traditions. And it's good that someone like yourself, and I'm sure that you have your own supporters as well who are upholding it. Because I think one of the things that you don't want to to be lost along the way is the traditions and what your generations have hold on to. That is like so valuable, right?
Yes, and one of the things that's very important to me right now is that the Tunica language is an isolated language, so no other tribes spoke that language. And in 1941, a woman named Mary Haas, she recorded the last speaking Tunica chief of Native people, Tunica Native people, and right now it's in the museum in Philadelphia. They had been working on this project for like 10 years without any involvement with us. But within the last 2 years, they had to ask us for our help, and we've been translating the notebooks with them. And I've actually personally had the opportunity to work on those notebooks as well. And I too am learning a lot about the language. It's very hard. It's very difficult. So I too am learning a lost language.
Wow. Yeah, and it's true, and I do agree because some of the languages that are practiced here, right? Like even we live in Southeast Asia and we have like our own native language, and we of course we all speak English, right? And a lot of times, even in the young generation, you see that the native languages get lost because everyone is just speaking in English and they don't like even see the importance of learning their mother tongue, their native language. So can you imagine in a tribe like that where it's like not it's not very common and you don't really have it, like there's not a lot of exposure, so it gets lost so easily.
It's true. And the one thing that I learned is it's also called Yoroni is the proper name for the Tunica language. And one thing that was stood out and impressive to me was it doesn't have um, a language where you say goodbye. Basically, you're just continuing the language as to see you later. And it reminded me of a unity of people. Like, you know, you're going to have a relationship with that person again tomorrow. So it's said like this, Etima lapun. So it's just saying, have a good day or see you later. It's not saying goodbye.
Wow, that's so rich. I think the language itself is so rich. That's why I think I really appreciate some of these languages that come with there's so much value, there's so much things. Like I love languages, and sometimes when I watch different shows or different movies from different languages, I see how important the culture, the custom, or even that country gives to its languages, like simple things like acknowledging a person for their work, or maybe like thanking someone for food being served. I mean, this is not only the language itself, but I think it's really the custom, the heritage of that particular tribe or the people.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
And Angelica, do you want to also share a little bit about your journey, your entrepreneur journey? Like, what was it like when you got started?
Well, actually, it's been my brainchild for a very long time. Just share something a little personal about me. My oldest child has severe autism.
Mm.
So I spent a lot of my time advocating for her and individuals like her. So I had been thinking about how do I help my community, Native sisters, women and girls, because it's something that my grandmother asked me to do when I was 6 years old. And I had every intention of doing that early in life when my father was pivotal in getting the tribe recognized, federally recognized, and getting our land back. Before he passed away, he was grooming me. He was the president of the economic board there and grooming me to be in a pivotal role within our tribe. So those type of things were instilled in me. And I just had to wait for a time when my daughter with her disabilities was on a more mature level that I could finally take my brainchild and put it to paper and then put it into action. So this year, when I turned 50 years old, I thought about it really hard. It's now or never. I'm going to either push forward or be quiet. And I definitely can't be quiet because the issues that that happen within our community needs to be known, and someone needs to assist and help, and why not me? So I decided that I would work really hard and be empowered by my grandmother's words and put everything I had into making the best effort to do something about our communities and helping women and girls understand that although you're unrepresented, it doesn't mean that you can't have the courage to be trailblazers or to be entrepreneurs. And I'm here to encourage women and girls to do that first and foremost.
Wow, that seems like, it's so important, and it's such an important work. And I'm pretty sure that when your late father has given you all the whatever that you need to do well in this role, when you take up this responsibility, that you have everything that you need to do well and achieve whatever you need to. And for yourself, right, Angelica, I'm just do you have like a program that you put in place for these girls in your community?
What I've done is just set up different fundraisers so that I'm every at least quarter doing a fundraiser so that I can raise the money. I've chosen a recipient. It's a young lady. She's around 33 years old. She had to leave school when she was 16 because she became pregnant. And since then, she's had 6 children, and right now she's on a waiting list for housing in the reservation. And she also completed her first part 1 and 2 of the first attempts to get her full GED because she has a goal of going to nursing school. And someone like her who's determined no matter what has taken place in her life, because she's a single parent with 6 children, she's determined to do the work. So she's done, completed the first parts 1 and 2. So I decided to choose her to give her all the monetary rewards that our organization collects to help her get to have home ownership and to achieve her goal as becoming a nurse. So she'll be our first recipient. And what we're doing is, I'm very excited to announce is that we're having a Zydeco bash for New Year's. And all the proceeds from that bash will give an opportunity for her to do so, as well as we'll be doing a celebrity golf tournament charity in April 1st through 3rd next year, which the tribe has really helped me a lot with that because I'm starting there. So the tournament will be there in Marksville, Louisiana at the Tamaha Trails. So I'm really excited to do that and to have both of these events annually, so recurring, so that I can have bigger and better recipients. I do plan to hand this woman $20,000. So this is exciting to me. I get chills just thinking about it. I'll be working with the educational department and the housing department because there is land on the reservation for her to build a home. And with this money, they give about $5,000 to help, but I'll be matching the $5,000 and hopefully superseding that because it costs a lot of money to own a home. So I'm hoping that both of these events will go extremely well to provide those needs for her and her children.
Wow, I think I wish you all the best in this fundraising efforts, right? That in terms of the money that you're looking to raise, it would really exceed what are your expectations. And I'm so glad that you even shared a little bit of background about the recipient herself, because a lot of times people feel that when you do some of these efforts, right? People tend to think that it's only for younger girls, but there are times when a woman like what you're sharing, a single mom with 6 children who still has dreams, and who still wants to be independent enough to stand on her own feet and pursue a career. And it's really great that you are helping to support women like this who tends to get overlooked.
That's 100%. And she's a hard worker too. She works on the tribe, but she works as a floater. So with a floater meaning wherever she's needed. So she's putting in the work and she cares deeply about her children. She provides them with everything that they need. And right now she's even running a special program to get funds for her son who plays football, which we're trying to help with that too, because he doesn't fit the criteria as a woman or a girl. But we also plan to expand to help young men as well. I just wanted to have a focus for this year and see how that went, and then move on to bigger and better things.
For yourself, Angelique, just to how has this pandemic, right, affected some of your fundraising efforts? Because I see it across even in a lot of regions, right, where they have to kind of pull back on their fundraising efforts, and it's not the same when you do it online as in you're doing it live, right? It's a little bit different because the interaction is lost, and there's not a lot of selling factors that you can pitch across to your potential, potential people that are coming in to join the fundraising effort. So it's a little bit tricky, I would say. So how has that been like for you in the past year or so? How has that affected you?
Oh, it's affected me in multiple ways. One is because I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and I've lived there for a few years. I don't live in the community that I'm from. So trying to get a hold to the right people to facilitate and help me through the process, because this is going to be a big deal. We have a lot of celebrities coming out to the golf tournament, but they've been very, very helpful. They have me all set up. I just had to take a business trip there where they have me all set up with everything. So it's becoming a little bit easier. But some of the offices closed recently because of the spreading of COVID, but they still have some folks that are working at home or remotely, so that we can call them and say, okay, I need this or I need that. So they've been helping quite a bit, but I've also had to get creative. What we have coming on for our next fundraiser is Hall of Fame football player will be signing a football along with some of his friends that will be able to, he's donating to the foundation, and we'll be able to auction it off. So that will help us in creating money and ways to do things without having events. But hopefully the event that we have coming up will be able to go forward with it because of the numbers. But yeah, it's just getting creative with what to do.
And that's good because it's not dampened the efforts. I think a lot of times some people would probably like give up halfway because it's just been so difficult pulling everything together. So I really have to applaud you for like keep on going, to keep on being motivated, and not stop at all. How important do you feel visioneering was for you to to move further in terms of achieving the goals that you have for your nonprofit organization?
One of urgency, because I felt like it was needed. There were some issues within the units of our tribe, which a lot of people get misconceptions that because you're a federally recognized tribe that you have a bunch of money and you need no help. That's a misconception. It's not true, especially women like Miss Juanita Pierite, who is the recipient. We definitely do need outside help, or anyone to care about our communities. You know, we have domestic violence, we have child snatching, sex trafficking within our communities, just like every other community. So we just need people, the young people and women, to understand that we're there to help you through these things and to help you have a better life. So I'm here to do that nationwide. I'm starting off with my community, but I will be moving on to next. I developed some relationships with other Native American women. I'm in a master's program at the University of Oklahoma for legal studies of Indigenous people. And I have some really wonderful colleagues to help get other works done in other communities done. So I'm excited about that too.
That's also exciting. And you went back to university just recently, or was it years back?
Yes, I got accepted in January this year, January 11th. So I took the summer off to try to get some fundraising done, but I'll be going back August 28th. It's a 15-month program, so I'll be graduating in April next year with a master's degree in master studies of
Wow.
Indigenous people.
And I think, Angelique, this is actually really an inspiration to women out there, across anywhere, in the country, right? Like, because when you were bold enough to mention your age when we started the conversation, and at your age, instead of taking it easy, like what most women would want to do, like I'm done. I mean, my children are big. They are, I just want to have a quiet life. But you haven't stopped. Even at this age, you feel like, yes, I can still get an education done. I can still do something for my community. And I think that's an inspiration for women out there who might have a lot more time in their hands right now. And instead of letting it go to waste, I think it's never too late to pick up something new, to even, like, further their education, or even, like, find something that they're passionate about, and help to put in their efforts to build something up. Age is not really a factor here.
It isn't, and actually, my age actually gives me the determination to do more for others and to work hard, because I have the experience at what it means to work for others. Why not work hard for myself? Why not work hard and use what I have to give to other people and try to give them the same opportunities that I have?
And what's next in line for you? What do you look to achieve for the next couple of years? Anything
Oh,
new?
well, I also am the CEO of Clemcreations, which is an entertainment consulting firm. So in December, the artist that I partner with got offered a record deal, and because of the pandemic, we still haven't closed it. So I'm working with him to get a record deal and to further his career under Clemcreations, my own entertainment consulting company, and then I'll be looking to work with other folks in the music industry. And I'm also a blogger, a fashion blogger, where I do fashion clothes that are $40 and under. I'm trying to encourage women that they still can look fashionable with a budget. So at www.50under40.com, you guys can check me out and look at some of the fashion outfits that I have. I mean, the last blog I did, I had this beautiful dress on for $8. So I've just been trying to encourage women to say, okay, it doesn't matter which budget you have, you can look great every day. Just check your secondhand stores.
Wow,
So
that's good.
so I'm doing that, and I'm hoping to I had my first client to do shopping for her. So to take other people and show them that, hey, you don't have to spend so much money to look great. So that's what I'm doing, and I hope that the foundation by within 2 years is known nationwide, the work that we're doing. So I'm hoping that the events get bigger and better, and that more folks around the world will want to come and help us out.
Yes, I do believe that as well. And I really like that. I'm going to share that blog, and I'm going to check it out myself. I think it's so important to help women, right, these days, and in all those things, because there are a lot of times some women who are, especially if they are like single mothers, and they have a tight budget, they don't really have a lot of money to spend on clothes, and they end up looking shabby. I mean, they do, but we can teach them and this is not only to make them look attractive, but also to boost their confidence, give them a sense of
Right,
self-worth,
right.
and to make them feel like, what, it's very different when a woman takes time to dress up and look good. Makes her feel good inside, it makes her good feel outside, and she feels like, oh wow, now I can really go out and do something. It just changes the
Not
whole
only that,
perspective. Yeah.
they'll feel it's rejuvenating. And I
Mm.
personally feel about clothes and style, it's a part of who you are and what you feel like. You bring in the inside out, and you don't have to have, a $500 outfit to do that. All you need to do is have a little time at a secondhand store and find all the items that fit you and get bold with it. And actually, just to let you guys know, it's 50 FIFTY under and 40.com. So that it's the spelling of 50 and then the number 40. But please do check me out. Thank you.
Now definitely share that link, that website link on all the social media platforms so people can check you out as well.
Thank you.
Angelica, as we're coming to the end of the section, right, is there a quote that you live by?
It's humankind be both. It's short and sweet, but I just feel like it just takes just a little effort to be kind to people. We're all human beings. We all struggle with something, but a smile or just a wave or just a nice, pleasant face will give another person, you don't know what people are going through, will give another person the motivation to continue on, especially in the world that we live today. Just be kind, the same way you want other people to be to you.
I think this social distancing, right, has taught a lot of us that it's so important to have that human interaction to show kindness. And now it really is so hard because we are all going about with our masks on, right, to even like smile.
Right.
But I've seen that, you know, in my neighborhood, whenever I go out to get something, I see total strangers come and just like, oh, give me a nod or, you know, like wave, because I think a lot of people are beginning to feel that how important human interaction is. And they've just, they've been so busy that they can't even take time to smile at someone waiting at a traffic light. They are just like going about their own work. But now that they see the importance of it, they begin to acknowledge it, which is really good thing. Sometimes I feel like pandemics like this, although it has its disadvantages, there's always something positive that would come out of it.
Definitely, I agree with you, for sure.
All right. And do you have anything else that you would like to share? Any last tips or with the viewers out there that you have something to share to encourage them?
I do. Determination, believe in yourself. Hard work means success. And it's never too late to do that. It doesn't matter your age or your nationality. Just have something that you're passionate about and move forward with it.
Nice. And I think that you are the someone that they can look forward, look at, and where you have come from and where you have done. And I think that's pure motivation. And I do hope that people who watch these interviews, right, really decide to do something about it. If they're passionate about something or something is in their hearts for some time. Even if you don't, like the magnitude that you're doing it, the fundraisers and all that, it didn't start immediately. I'm sure it's a lot of hard work, determination, building contacts over the years. So nothing comes easy, but I think take a step forward, like little steps make up for it. So you can start with small things and that will grow initially.
Oh, for sure. You're definitely 100% correct. That's the formula I used and I'm going to continue to use. So it's working so far for me, but it's fulfilling my heart completely. The hard work and the work that will be done is what keeps me going.
Thanks, Angelica, for your time. And thanks so much for joining us on The Living Room. And I'm really inspired by your story, your determination to keep going. Wow. I can just imagine how busy you are, but I can see that you are just flowing and you are just doing it with so much of joy in your heart.
It is very joyful. Thank you so much for having me, Siobhan. I really appreciate your platform and I hope you have a wonderful day.
I hope you have a great day too. I wish you all the best for your fundraising efforts. And I do look forward to hearing more from you and your initiatives as well.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care then. Bye.